rough week. Yeah. Just happy to be alive. Yeah. Think it ain't? Yo. Yeah. Yo, if you happy just to be alive, feel the vibe. There's a whole lot of us that ain't here, but we are. So, to me, that's grounds for celebration. If you got $5 in your pocket, and even if you don't, if you got $250 in a cash app, holla at me. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Friday night, baby. It's been a rough week for me. I don't know about y'all, but it's been a rough week for me. I'm ready to just chill out, cool out, decompress. Cool out, chill out, decompress. Cool out, chill out, decompress. I ain't trying to be tested, no mess. Are y'all ready to have this talk? Yeah, it's music night. Yo, let's take the walk. Yo, come go with me. Let's see what we gonna see. Everything's gonna be alright, cause we gonna make it tight. Everything's gonna be okay. Yo, take this walk. Yo, have this talk. It's alright, y'all. Urban Therapy with Sunshine 752, and this your daily. It's the daily go-getter midsom show. You think it ain't when it is? You think it won't when it whiz? We are here and we are in motion. We do this thing, taking off fast lane, no coasting, and everything is gonna be all right. We talking about celebrity. No. Romances in music that ruin their careers. Yeah. Romances, or should I say musical romances. So, you know, musicians, singers, rappers who have gotten into relationships that pretty much crippled their stock in their career, ended their career, took them down, broke them down, took them from the top of the charts where they might have been for a long time or for a good while and dropped them down. Broke them just like Crystal. If you've ever seen Crystal break, million pieces. Hard to put back together, baby. It'll never be the same, baby. Never be the same, baby. Never be the same. So that's what we're gonna talk about tonight, y'all. Music show. Y'all know we always have fun on Friday night, and this night ain't gonna be no difference. Different. Not at all. Not at all. So let me give y'all let me get y'all in the right headspace. Think about, even if you're not into these, you know, celebrity romances and all of that, and hopefully you're not, but it doesn't mean that you don't know anything about them. You may have had a favorite artist over the years, and you watch their whole style change or their energy change because they got involved with somebody who started to take them in a different direction. No different than you would feel about it like a family member or a friend or somebody that you knew that you were close to. And you know, just like you can have a brother or sister or a best friend that is taken down by no boyfriend, girlfriend, anybody, you know, you may see the same thing play out in the media even though you don't know these people personally. You know, and what I've understood and found out over the years is that you don't have to have a relationship with somebody in the physical to feel like you have a connection with them. You know what I mean? When Whitney died, a lot of people felt like a piece of their heart just went away with her. You know what I mean? So you connect with who you connect with. It's a spiritual thing. It's a celestial thing. You know what I mean? I can't audit yours. You can't audit mine. But, you know, when you see your favorite artists that were really riding the wave and doing their thing and making their mark in this world, and you see that they just got dropped to the earth from 30,000 feet above, and they didn't survive it. Their career didn't survive it. Celebrity romances that just crumble like crystal, crumble like crystal. Yeah, talk about it. Talk about it. Talk about it. Yo, we gonna talk about it. We gonna talk about it. We gonna talk about, yo. Are y'all ready? Take this walk with me. Yeah, I said, take this walk with me, baby. Yo. When I say everything is gonna be alright, I mean that shit with all of my might, and I'm not gonna let nobody go down. You can make sure that you're safe when I'm around, cause I represent for my friends and my fam. And that's mostly cause most of my friends are my fam. Yeah, and I am here to protect and make sure nobody comes at your neck. Yeah, but I can't be there always. But when I am there, hey, we gonna ride it out till the wheels fall off. Ain't nobody gonna call you soft. We gonna go off hard as a diamond. Yeah, whether we singing or rhyming, perfect timing, make sure it goes down. Yo, when anybody else comes around, there are no weak links in the chain. Yo, let me take a minute just to explain. Yo, when you are my friend, you my family. What? I said, when you are my friend, you my family. What? When you are my friend, you my family, yeah. When you are my friend, you my family, yeah. When you are my friend, you my family, yeah. When you are my friend, you my family, yeah. You are an extension, baby. When you are my friend, you my family, yeah, 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 yeah. When you are my friend, you my family, yeah, 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 yeah. When you are my friend, you my family, yeah, yeah. Yeah, and I treat my fam right. I ain't gonna let them out there in the middle of the night. Yeah, you need some place to stay. Yo, come around the way. I'll put you up for a few nights. Get you on the feet, get you right. But not just because, yo. It's because you're like my cuz, yo. You can be cousins with anybody you're cool with. No, never to fool with. The people that you know that you're close to. You can protect them because you know that you're supposed to. Yeah, so we on that type of time. We gonna do this thing. Yo, the next time anybody ever try to take you down, if they not part of this bloodline, they better come around. Because I know that the time is gonna get hectic. And I have to make sure my peoples get respected. Because we connected just like the hard links. Yo, we do this thing and we on the brink of another success NFL draft tonight. Yo, what's next? Yo, I hope your team picks somebody decent, fam. Yo, you ain't gonna beat them like I am. Yeah, Philadelphia Eagles, you know I is. Yo, we do this cause it. All right, let's go, man. Let me go. All right, y'all, let's go, baby. Let's go. I am ready. I hope that y'all are ready. I am ready. I hope that you are ready. So get ready. Tonight, gonna make this a night to remember. Get ready. Tonight, gonna make this a night to remember. All right, so, No Cal Autobuy says, what the fuck? You know the fuck? What's good? T Carry right, morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my peoples going directly into your site. I heart Oakland. All right, Oakland, we got it together. So the package went out. So in a few days, you should be, you know what I mean? They should be rolling up. We got everything right. But you know what? You gave the wrong, yo, man, come on, fam. You gave the wrong zip code. You gave me an Oregon zip code. And yeah, I can prove it. Go back to your email and look at the zip code that you gave me. That was an Oregon zip code. So I had to have the post office dude, I had to have him go in there and find the address. And he was like, well, he got the numbers mixed up. So this is the right zip code. And it was close. It was close. It was close. He said, finally, my bad, bruh. I don't know how to do this shit. Oh, sorry, I got two houses. It's cool. It's cool. And G High, what's good, man? How you feeling? Good to see me some you. Without a doubt, good to see me some y'all. So listen, tonight, y'all know we talk about music on Friday nights. We talk about music on Friday nights and we get it popping. Popping heavy. And tonight we talking about relationships and music that ended careers, ended or ruined their careers. Now this shouldn't be that hard. Even if you're not into celebrity gossip and all of that, because I'm not. But you know when somebody is dating somebody, you know what I mean? Celebrity romances that ended careers. Now, we can break it down like it ended their personal careers or it ended their careers in a group or whatever. Think Yoko Ono. Remember, if you know anything about the Beatles and John Lennon and Yoko Ono, a lot of people credit Yoko Ono for breaking the Beatles up. They said they was tight and they was like brothers before he started messing with the Japanese chick. And she started giving suggestions. I think that the group should do this. And I think that you should be getting paid more, John. You writing songs, John. You the man, John. And he started listening to it. But yeah, now whether it's true or not, I don't know. But it is a fact that that a lot of people have said over the years that had it not been for Yoko Ono, the Beatles may have gone on a lot longer than they did. The Beatles didn't make it to the 1970s. They didn't make it. They did not make it. So their body of work was all in the 60s. And that tells you a lot. For them to have only had less than a decade run in the media, and for them to have accomplished what they accomplished, damn, that's pretty spectacular. But that's an extreme example. But I wanted to give y'all an example that you can hang your head on, because I'm sure y'all have plenty, and we can get into it and get involved. These puzzle pieces right now, we gonna solve, y'all. Trying to get my shit together, man. I'm gonna get it together. Everything gonna be all right. Ike and Tina Turner. Now, here's the thing. If you look at the Ike and Tina Turner situation, whose career did it ruin? It looks to me like it ruined Ike's career more than it ruined Tina's career. But if you one of the band members of the Ike Turner experience, you might say that, yo, Tina messed up everything in this group. Now I don't have a group to tour with. Or you could say that, you know, because of Ike's drug use and his relationship with Tina, you know, I mean, I'm sure that there's some insider information that probably gives us a little, you know, listen, man, you know, regardless of the movie, what's love got to do with it and all that, Tina Turner, you know, may she rest in peace, but she was let's just say she wasn't all the way right. Like, Tina Turner was a bit of a hoe. You know, she had a baby by another dude in the group. Ike wasn't the first to be with Tina. It was Tina and the other boy first. Her first child wasn't by Ike. And you got to think, Tina Turner joined that band when she was like 17. Ike was considerably older than her. He was like in his 20s. She was a young girl. But she was messing with somebody else in the band first. They ain't really outlined that in the movie, son. They ain't talk about that in the movie. Andres Ramirez, #1 selling artist of all time. Who would that be? Jihad says Prodigy of Mobb Deep is dead. Yeah, he is. Rest in peace, Prodigy. That sickle cell will get you, man. Yeah, Prodigy has sickle cell anemia. But yeah, I don't know of any relationship that Prodigy or Havoc were in that ended their careers. Did Prodigy marry his woman, his baby mother? I'm not sure if they were married. I know they was close as hell. They may have been married. I can't really speak on it. He died relatively young. He made it to his 40s. But, you know, I mean, he died kind of young. TK Wright says Whitney and Bobby. You know, honestly, I can't think of a situation more tragic than Bobby and Whitney. They lost everything. Bobby is still here. Everything associated with Whitney is gone, including their daughter, who died similar to how she died. I mean, like, what is that? Something never sat right with me about the whole situation. Now, you can blame whoever you want to for the Bobby and Whitney situation. You know, whether you look at it like they want to blame everything on Bobby, like he introduced drugs to Whitney, but Whitney was already partying before she met Bobby. She was already sniffing. He was sniffing too, but you know, she could have been a light sniffer. She could have just been a party sniffer. He could have, you know, got her into the big leagues. Who knows? Whitney is not here to tell their story anymore. And even the kids, the child, even the steps, not the steps, but the adopted son who everybody gone. The whole, it's almost like they got a hit put out on them. Whitney gone, her daughter gone. The dude that Whitney had somewhat adopted, but that her daughter was messing around with, he's gone. Everybody out. Nick Gordon, thank you, Jihad. He's gone. Everybody gone. Yeah, would Whitney still be here if she never got with Bobby? Who can say? Unfortunately, things turn out the way that they supposed to turn out, whether we like it or not. And you know we don't like this one. You know what I mean? I almost cried my eyes out when Whitney died. I always felt like I had a connection with Whitney. I don't even know why. But she was my favorite artist. I felt like she was the greatest alto of all time. That's just how I felt about it. And, you know what I mean? I was like, damn, it felt like a big sister died. That's how it felt. Never met her, never seen her live. Never seen her live. But a connection is something that you feel, not something that you have to do. Clive Davis had something to do with her death, and a whole lot of other ones too. Illuminati! Illuminati! How many of y'all believe that the Illuminati is real? Is it real, Flash? Is it real? Is it real? I mean, I think that there's some legitimacy to it. I can't prove it. I can't prove it. Scam artists online have asked me if I wanted to join the Illuminati. Like, yo, you can have anything that you want, son. I was like, wow, the Illuminati is online giving out invites. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? Jihad says, I do. You believe? Okay. Yeah, listen, I think that there has to be some credibility to it. Skull and Bones, too. But you know, Skull and Bones is, you had to go to Yale for Skull and Bones. So that secret society is strictly exclusive to those who went to Yale, and not no black Yale, not no black people that went to Yale. TK, right, says, I love Whitney. I sang with her when I was in high school. She was a real one. Wow. Oh, I Heart Oakland says the thing that killed Left Eye. Yeah, they say Left Eye was an Illuminati hit also. But see, that's the thing. Like, I mean, who's to say? Who's to say? I mean, even though many of those deaths are cryptic, but how can you can connect the dots, but nobody besides Kanye has come forth and said, yes, it's the Illuminati, but he was denying it in the beginning too. Let me see. It says, can say all you want. Whitney was one what? Oh, that's Juice Clary? Juice Clary, what's good? What's good? Oakland says, fucking hate Beyonce, but she nice as hell. I feel how you feel. Real shit. I'm not a fan of Beyonce, but hey, can we say she can't sing? Can we say she can't perform? Can we say that she doesn't know how to put on a show? Can we say that she doesn't know how to sell records? Nope. She is walking success. She is walking success. And the other thing, you cannot say that her relationship with Jay-Z has ruined their careers, because it hasn't. If anything, it may have given both of their careers some legitimacy and a boost. Is it just because they together? I don't think so. Not at all. Not at all. But hey, you said Michael Jackson too? Oh, so we stand on this this Illuminati shit? Prince too? Don Cornelius too? Everybody out. That's how it turns out. One less. Juice says Beyonce got nothing on Whitney. As far as singing is concerned, no, she don't. But she can sing. She can definitely sing. You know, I hear people hating on Beyonce sometimes. I'll be like, when you hate on her, you actually give her legitimacy. You do. Because don't say she can't sing, because that's totally false. That's not to say that she's the greatest singer ever, because that would be totally false too. But to say that she can't sing, I'm like, now you're just hating. You know what I mean? Like, TK Wright says, I agree that Beyonce has nothing on Whitney. Okay, that's what's up. Juice says, listen, Beyonce ain't come close to Whitney. No, Whitney was a one of a kind. Whitney was a one of a kind. But I was about to say that I would argue that Whitney was the Aretha Franklin of a time. But nah, the Queen of Soul was the Queen of Soul. And she earned the shit out of that title. And I could never say that Whitney was the greatest singer, you know, just straight voice. I could never say that with Aretha Franklin in the way. Can't do it. Can't do it. I honestly think that Aretha Franklin was more prolific than Whitney. Like, she put out more. Like, she was a singing machine and she was a record machine. She put out a lot of material and most of that shit was good. That's not an easy thing to do. Most artists, you know, year by year, decade by decade, project after project, they start dipping off. I can't say that Aretha Franklin never dipped off. And she never lost her voice. That's crazy. That shit is crazy. She did opera and shit. What's that, M? Orazizi? Or is that It's Orazizi? Is Orazizi? Okay. I broke my arms trying to ride an ATV. Well, how did you do that? Why just your arms? I gotta ask, because if you ever rode a jet ski, you know this shit is really hard on your arms. Like riding a jet ski, it's like the jet ski is trying to get away from you. It really takes a while to get used to riding a jet ski, but that's not how it is on a motorcycle or ATV, or even a snowmobile. But you know, be careful. I'm glad that you okay. Juice says Whitney got character and beyond anything Beyonce has. All right. M. Orazizi says respect, R-E-S-P. You missing a E. You should say respect. But I got you. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. And Juice says, you seen Whitney do the MJ song at the event? She was like, out of all of this. She was like, out of all of this. What that mean? What that mean? What you saying? All right, all right. So we talking about musical relationships in music that have ruined careers. So what we got? We got Yoko Ono and John Lennon. We got Whitney and Bobby. What else we got? Who else we got? Who else we got? What else we got? Oh, you smacked into a tree? Oh man, that ain't cool. Don't make fun of my spelling. I'm only 7. All right. Y'all always talking that shit. You ain't no 7-year-old. You know what? Y'all be saying that shit to try to throw everybody off. First of all, I already rated this not for kids. So you're not 7 years old. And if you were 7 years old, you wasn't riding no goddamn ATV. but it would explain why you would run into a tree. So add about 20 years onto that 7, and then we probably closer to what your age is. But what we not gonna do, I'm not gonna be in here not cussing and tiptoeing around somebody because they said they were 7 years old. The fuck out of here. If you 7 years old, get the fuck on up out of here. All right, Kim's Wims. Kimmy is in the house. What's good? What's good? So, okay. Now, I got a bunch of little musical romances floating around in my head, but some of them I know well about, and some of them I don't know as well. So y'all can help me out if I get stumped. Now, I'm thinking about Tommy Lee and Pamela Lee. Tommy Lee of Motley Crue, and Pamela Lee. What was it, Baywatch? Isn't that the show she used to be on, Baywatch? Now, you know, they had a drugged out romance and all of that shit. They were high profile too. Now, I know that, you know, he had to go to rehab a few times or whatever. Tommy was wild. They definitely had a toxic relationship. You know what I mean? When a woman takes her breast implants out, you know she done been through some shit. Many women cut their hair off to start a new life. This bitch took her breast implants out. Like, I don't need no big titties no more. I'm good. I'm taking my titties out. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm dropping off everything. I'm releasing. I'm dropping off all this extra baggage, including my titties. Fellas, if a woman ever get breast implants and take her implants out, you know that you gonna be the blame of that shit. That shit's crazy. Jihad says Maurice White from Earth, Wind and Fire and the lady from The Emotions. Okay, but did their relationship ruin either one of their careers? You know, Michael Jackson had a relationship with Stephanie Mills. Now, it definitely didn't ruin either one of their careers. And it's funny, man, because when you see the pictures of the real Michael Jackson, looking like a man, afro, no crazy looking clothes, no trying to be white, extra light, you know what I mean? No funny looking nose. Like he looked like a regular a handsome young man. And that was probably the last time he did. That was around the time when The Wiz was out for Stephanie Mills, and The Wiz was out for him because remember, he was in the movie The Wiz and she was in the play The Wiz. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? Michael Jackson married, what was her name? Lisa? What was the daughter of Elvis Presley named? Lisa Marie? Or was Lisa Marie the mom? Which one was it? I don't even want to look it up. Kim says, But I think Lauren's career changed when she messed with Wyclef. That didn't ruin her career. That actually helped her career. But fucking around with that Marley boy. One album, 1.5. I really don't want to count that second album because it was so ass. It was so extremely bad. She went full blown bad Gemini. You know, Gemini is the twins. You got the good one and the bad one. She went full blown bad Gemini on that second album. She was done. I was like, oh, this joint cooked. She ain't coming back. This is worse than a bad acid trip. Somebody that slipped her a musical Mickey. She ain't never gonna be the same. Do you understand what I'm saying? She ain't never gonna be the same. Let me see what y'all talking about. Kishana. What up, Kishana? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate it. And she says, are you bringing up anybody on the panel tonight? You mean, is anybody gonna call in? But you see the numbers right there. The number's right there, 267-874-1949. That's the number to call. I said 267-874-1949. Yes, y'all. I said 267-874-1949. Yeah, get on the line. I said 267-874-1949. Yeah, get your shine, baby. Get your shine, baby. Get your shine, baby. Get your shine, baby. 267-874-1949, baby. Call 267-874-1949. I'll get you right on up in here. We can have this talk. We can make this walk. Okay. Now, Kim, you know, I wouldn't argue if you insisted on saying that messing around with Wyclef ruined her career, because you could argue that it was because of that she kind of lost her way, and that could have sent her on a downward spiral, because she ain't right yet. But if Wyclef got the party started, that Marley, which one of the Marley brothers was she messing with? It should have been Marley. She should have went with Marley. Cause yo, if Wyclef got the party started, then that other Marley that she married, he was the party, the after party. He was the hotel. He was the backstage pass. That motherfucker was the Shrey Harsh, Gardem, DMNX. What up? What up? Oakland says, does Big Boy still make music? I know Andre does, but I don't know about Big Boy. Shoot, Andre don't make music. Okay, he makes music. That flute shit, I'm not counting that. I'm not counting that shit. Yeah, Big Boy still makes music. Still makes music. And unlike Andre, he ain't ashamed of himself, and he'll do a feature. Like, you can call Big Boy and be like, yo, man, I want you to, I want to make a record. I want you to, feature on my record. He'd be like, all right, just get the money together. I'll go ahead and do it. Andre be like, what am I going to rhyme about? I'm so old, and the audience is so young, and I don't know what I'm going to talk about. Why did you call me about, oh my gosh. Should I wear a skirt? Fuck is wrong with you, weirdo? I'm not a fan of Andre 3000, if you haven't figured it out. But I am a fan of Outkast. Go figure. Juice says, Michael Jackson was famous as a motherfucker. Yeah. Tony Braxton and the guy from Mint Condition. How did it ruin their career? Like, we are strictly talking about the relationships that ruined their careers. Now, you can just throw the relationships out there, you know what I mean? I mean, I get it, because there might be. Tony Braxton dated a lot. Tony Braxton a hoe. She been with a lot of niggas. She been with a lot of industry niggas, you know what I mean? Basketball players, you know. That's phony Tony. Who she with now? Ain't she? She's with some industry cat now, ain't she? Yeah, yeah, I know. I've seen her with somebody. She was somebody. His name was Rohan Marley. That's not Rohan? I don't remember that being his name. So there you go, reading the messages from bottom to the top. So give me a fair one. Give me a fair one. I mean, you don't like it. You don't like it. You don't like it. Stop it. So what? What you gonna do? Can't stop me. Can't stop me. Now. Birdman, yeah, that's who she with. Birdman. Yeah, that's definitely gonna ruin her career. Her career ain't been shit for a long time anyway. My Mulank 4. Tell something about that. I don't know what that's. I don't know what you're talking about. All right. Okay. Uh-oh. Yeah.
You have a call from.
Yeah, just hold on for a second. Hold on a second. Kim says, what about the nasty mess with Marvin Gaye and Anna Gordy? Oh, did it ruin his career or just leave him broke? You know, I want to talk about that because I saw a video. I saw a video the other day about how Motown used to control. Okay, first of all, the video was about the way that Motown treated gay artists that was in Motown. And they made it seem like you couldn't be in Motown on a Motown label and be gay. They would even go as far as to set you up with like some celebrity romances, maybe, you know, like if there was any rumors coming out that you might have a little sugar in your tank, or if you was a dyke or something like that, then they would like hook you up with somebody. Even if y'all wasn't really together, they would make it look like y'all was together. So, you know, we can get this thing together. All right. Okay. So, and you should have seen the people on there that they were saying was gay or had rumors. They said there were rumblings and rumors. They talking about Eddie Kendricks from the Temptations. They talking about David Ruffin from the Temptations. I was like, they said Flo Ballard from the the Supremes. Oh, okay. That's what we doing. That's what we doing. All right. Caller with the last number is 5639. Welcome to the Daily Go Getimism Show. Thank you for calling. Thank you for holding on. What's on your mind tonight? What's good?
Sir, that's what we're doing tonight. Talking about make you. Is that what we're doing?
Talking about what?
How about make you stop reading stuff backwards?
Look, man, you know what? You know what the problem is? You don't understand my life. You know what I mean? You don't know what it takes. You don't know what it takes to get up here and have to read these comments all by myself. You know what I mean? These old eyes can't even take it. I'm just out here. I'm an island. I'm just out here floating in the water all by myself, hoping somebody don't sink me. but that's neither here nor there. Ain't no basements on my island. You dig too far, this thing going down.
Okay, well, since you brought up David Ruffin, what about the relationship between he and Tammy Terrell? Because you know he was abusive to her behind the scenes.
Well, yeah, he was the one that fucked her up, like bad, like.
Well, you know, the rumor is that he was the source of her brain tumor. So,
well,
is there something about him hit her in the head with a motorcycle helmet?
Yeah, that boy he was rough. No wonder his name was David Ruffin. They should have called him David Roughneck. He was wildin'. That boy dangerous. Keep him away from the silverware.
Well, I'm like, you don't get your little herbs from hit him with a broomstick and went on about my business. But the women there were different, so there's that.
Yeah, it was different, all right. They definitely took one for the team. They was about that life.
They were taking it for though, but whatever.
Yeah.
Like I said, women were different then. If something happened, they was like, taking this anymore. So there's that. Maybe some protections were finally put in place. Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah. Okay, so what about Billie Holiday and everybody she was with? It just seemed like, I won't say it ruined her career like that, but kind of did, because she was drugging with everybody. And all the relationships seem to have been very toxic. Yeah, she put out some music with them, but it also destroyed her. You know what I mean? She just became addicted, and she got caught up in some bad stuff, and just all kinds of things. Well, I don't say that. I think some of that was just her speaking out politically, so I'll remove that. But it just seemed like every relationship she was in was just bad for her. Just didn't enhance her, didn't uplift her, didn't pour anything into her, but it seemed to strip everything from her. And it seemed to add to the sadness she already had. And it just pulled her down into oblivion.
Well, see, here's the thing. All right, so we're mostly talking about when musicians, singers, whatever, get with other singers and it messes things up. But, but I don't know that. I don't know enough about Billie Holiday's, personal life outside of the drugs to say whether, because she could have been hooked up, Piano Man and whoever, you know what I'm saying? She was, I can't say I know that enough about her to make that determination, but she was unfortunately born at a time or doing her thing at a time when the prosecution went after the drug addict instead of the drug dealer. And that's why she had so much trouble with the law. But, you have to think that there was something else going on with Billie Holiday, because why did they target her so much? You know what I'm saying? And you might be right. Huh?
She was political.
Yeah. But when you think about it, what difference did it make? Because it was so hard. She wasn't like a big star. She was a star, but she wasn't like the Taj Mahal. She wasn't like one of those household names or whatever. She was trying to get there. And normally they go after people who they know have a really big influence. So, I mean, Billie Holiday making songs like Strange Fruit and all of that you would have to be smart enough to be able to decipher what she's talking about. And did it change anything? That's the real question that you have to ask. Did it change anything? So I don't know. I don't know about Billie Holiday. But there are a whole lot of other relationships in music that we could definitely say, yeah, that wasn't a good idea. You might even say, well, I don't know. Do you think this is a more up-to-date modern one? But like when Meek Mill was messing around with Nicki Minaj, I'm not sure if I don't think it had a negative effect on either one of their careers. It definitely didn't ruin either one of their careers. But I
wouldn't know how to respond to that because that's a couple I don't care about. And I didn't care about. So I kind of can't. I can't say either with them because neither one of them, I don't give a fuck about either one of them for real at all.
Well, I mean, I understand that, but nonetheless, it still applies in some respect. What about Sierra and Future?
Future.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it definitely didn't ruin her career. I won't say it ruined his career, but it definitely changed some things for him. He wasn't as popular, and women weren't as interested in following him as a fan as they were previously. You know, especially when it started getting messy when she got married to I can't think of her husband's name, the football player.
Russell Wilson.
Yeah, Russell Wilson. And
that chump.
Just how that kind of started playing out, and he started being an asshole. I think that's kind of changed things for him. But did it ruin his career? No, he's still making music. He's
I mean, all them baby moms he got, don't know. But
he's not at the top like he was before. He's not as interesting to some of the people who would put him in the room with them anymore. Just because he comes with a messy, then he just keeps having a bunch of children. So that's another thing too. Like, you know, put some on him. Quit doing it. Loud about with everybody. So I think that makes him, you know, kind of interesting to people. So yeah.
Yeah, all them kids he got.
His career.
Yeah, I don't know if any single relationship that he was in ruined his career. It may have tarnished it. It, you know, but I mean, he rapped with that gimmick. How long you going? You know what I mean? Shit is like auto-tune without auto-tune. Like he raps like auto-tune without actually having auto-tune. Like he made his own auto-tune. I ain't gonna keep buying this shit, that's for sure. But I ain't mad at him. I did like his first album.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I liked his first album. That's all I wanted to say. Go ahead.
It's all right. Well, you know, people think the stuff between Chris Brown and Rihanna ruined Chris Brown's career. I'm like, how? Because
it didn't. He bigger than ever.
Great music still.
Yeah, he bigger than ever.
Not everything, but he put out some bangers. So I don't understand where people, and it didn't ruin her career either.
Not at all. She a billionaire. Fuck out of here.
But people seem to think it did, that relationship did, and no.
I still say she started it.
Situation. Huh?
I said, I still say she started it.
I feel like she may have.
But that motherfucker got a problem. He can't keep his hands off. Yo, he's something wrong with Chris Brown.
But I think, and I like both of them. But Rihanna probably got her licks in too. She probably did the first swing. And I'm only basing this on the interview she had. And the question was, did you hit her first? She said, and if I did, You just told yourself.
I heard her when she said it. I was like, oh, okay. She was like, still, he ain't supposed to hit me back.
Yeah, well, everybody felt like because he's a man, he wasn't supposed to hit her back. Listen, I don't like Judge Judy or care shit about her. However, the one thing that she says is consistent. Everybody keep your hands to yourself because you don't know what to expect.
Where's the hard part?
You don't have to put anybody. You don't have to worry about putting anybody in the hands, but keep your hands to yourself. That's just how life goes.
I don't see the hard part. I don't see it.
Maybe.
I looked everywhere. No hard parts. But yeah.
People used to think, Mariah Carey messed with Tommy Mottola, which gross.
That definitely didn't ruin her career.
It didn't ruin her career at all. Not a single bit, nor his.
Not even her relationship with her marriage to Nick Cannon. That didn't ruin it. She was already going down. Neither
one of those careers were ruined.
Nah.
Because Nick kept growing and building his money, and she did too. So that wasn't, neither one of those were ruined. But I'm only speaking on the ones, when this conversation comes up in other areas, those are the ones people hear first, and it's like, are your eyeballs working? That didn't happen. None of those careers were ruined because of their relationships together.
Yeah. Somebody was talking about Ike and Tina Turner in the beginning of the show. And I'm like, if anything, it ruined Ike's career. It ain't ruined. It didn't ruin Tina's career. But I don't know what she was doing in those years between when she went solo, totally solo, and when she left Ike Turner's band. So it may have looked like it, her career was over, but then she came back and was very, very strong, a very, very strong artist as a soloist. So,
I know another old
but you better be good to me.
Who's ever been in a relationship, and that would be Vivica Fox played in the biopic.
Motherfucker.
Frankie Lyman.
Yeah. Why the Fools Fall in Love? That movie.
Yeah, that was it. Frankie Lyman. I think when he got with old girl from the Platters, the Zena. I think that was Zena. I know it started with Z. Anyway, he got with her, and that didn't go well. It didn't go well at all. And unfortunately, it led to his death because he's the one who was just out there wilding out. So I think that's one that meant. And I guess it did kind of ruin her career because she didn't do much after she got with him. She ultimately left the Platters, and, well, you didn't hear anything more from her. So I guess it ruined her career, both of their careers.
I guess. Another situation where drugs were involved, and like, in a situation where when you get with somebody and then they introduce you to substance abuse, or they make your current abusive situation worse. Yeah, it's hard to argue that they didn't ruin your career. At the same time, I'm not sure if you can hold them fully responsible for it. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta take some accountability. You're on drugs. But there was some romances that we may not have really looked at that may have had an effect on their careers. Like, this is a wild card, but like when Foxy Brown was messing around with Corrupt from the Dog Pound. That might have.
Do you think that ruined her career?
I think it put the wheels in motion. I do. And maybe the other way around too. I don't think that was a good look on either side. I used to like
It may not have been a good look on either side, but did it really ruin their careers? It seemed like she couldn't keep her hands to herself, kept her in trouble, and always in the trouble with the law. Seemed like that was her issue.
Well, there was another issue because she was fucking around with DMX. And the song You Gonna Make Me Lose My Mind was kind of directed towards Corrupt.
Oh, I didn't know I was this. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Fill me in.
Yeah. Well, Corrupt and DMX was originally cool. He got with Foxy, but DMX was fucking around with Foxy on the low. Corrupt found out about it, and all of that "we don't love them hoes" kind of went out the window.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, so the entire song might not have applied to him, but you know, you broke, you're stupid, your girl's a hoe, the kid ain't yours, and everybody knows. Even that kind of yeah.
Well, that's some new news. Well, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that same kind of died.
Yeah.
You know, people feel like when Alicia Keys got with Swiss Beats, that ruined her career.
Well,
because people thought it was a home record. She really hasn't put out anything since they've been together, so.
Well, that's not true.
She hasn't put out no banging albums like she did before she got with him.
That's true, but I heard that New York song the other night. I was like, man, I remember when the Yankees beat the Phillies in the World Series and they kept playing that goddamn song. I was like, I hate this song, and I really love the song. I was like, I hate this fucking song.
Bitter's not an attractive look on you.
It was bad. It was bad because you know what I mean. They really wanted the Yankees to win. You know what I mean? It was a setup. It was a setup. Terrible. Shouldn't have happened. But anyway. But yeah, she's not the same, prolific Alicia Keys. So you could kind of argue that ruined her career because, she started a family with Swiss Beats. Mm-hmm. And that may have stopped her from being as active musically and all that kind of shit. It definitely didn't ruin his career, but it should have, because it was all his fault. She was a willing participant. I mean, they were consenting adults.
But he's the one who's married.
Yep. Grimy as hell. Mm-hmm. He ain't give a fuck about leaving his wife either. Like, shit, I'm getting with Alicia. I don't give a fuck. Fuck this shit.
I mean, it still make her trash, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's some shit. But yeah, it definitely didn't ruin his career. But it definitely, I think it did put a stain on on hers. It put a stain on hers. Keep Alicia Keys away from your dude. Y'all are not friends. She ain't got no girlfriends. She ain't got no girl cousins. She got nothing. Nothing, I tell you.
Well, what about, I don't know if this ruined her career, but it changed some things a little bit because she was preoccupied. So what about Monica and C Murder? Even though I don't think it ruined her career, but I just think it took her off of her square because she was preoccupied with him being in jail or in prison. It kind of gave her something else that moved her past what she was doing previously, because she was caught up in that and she was in love, I guess, and dealing with that. So she didn't put into her career like she did previously. Seems like, anyway. Would I say it ruined her career? I don't know. Some people say yes. I don't know if it ruined it, but I think it just changed her trajectory and what she was doing with her life. for a minute.
I don't think it. I don't think it had an effect on her career at all. Cause she was real young when she was fucking with the boy, and the dude that got killed or killed himself wasn't him. You know what I mean? So, yeah, the one that left her with the kids and that wasn't hers. You know what I mean? Yeah, that wasn't C Murder. So I don't. And she still puts out good music. And she was putting out good music. Even that he been locked up for a long ass time. He been done for almost 20 years already. You know what I mean? But he gonna max out. You know what I mean? Shit. He might as well, at this point, he might as well be like, you know what? Fuck the appeal. I'm gonna just go ahead and you might as well just go ahead and finish out the sentence.
Yeah.
Let me see. He been locked up with something since what, like 2005? Hold on, let me see.
Just like it's Vincent Fox.
How long has C Murder been locked up? 2002. Shit, he should be done. Oh, it's a life sentence, like natural life? Let me see. Yeah,
I thought he was doing. I thought he had an appeal that was going to go through. They were going to see his case, and he was getting. I thought it was something else like that.
Well, okay, he was sentenced to life in 2009, but there's a lot of evidence that he hasn't been able to get an appeal. That's the problem. He hasn't been able to get an appeal. There are a lot of witnesses that should have been able to exonerate him, but that's what happens. The South strikes again. The goddamn South strikes again.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I have a current one that I think is kind of. Did it ruin the career, or did he ruin his own career? Who knows? But Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez.
Oh shit. Yo. He's done. He's serving time right now, looking dumb as shit.
Exactly. So did that ruin his career? Him getting with Megan?
Yes. I'm going with hell yeah on that one. It sure didn't ruin hers though. But yeah.
It did not. It made it grow more and more and more.
Yeah, I don't know if Tory Lanez is gonna come out after he finishes this bid. Like, yo, I'm back. I know y'all been waiting for me. Like, no, dude, we done forgot about you. It's only been 2 years, and I think we forgot all about you. No, I think it's been a little longer than that, right? Let me see.
I think he forgot about his 6 days incarceration. So.
How much jail time did Tory Lanez get? Let me see. He was sentenced to 10 years in prison for shooting Megan Thee Stallion in 2020. He was found. He got 10 years. I don't know. He'll be this generation's old school rapper. Juana Haguski, what's good? He said his brother has hundreds of millions of dollars in the bank, and you serving life for murder. Oh, you talking about C Murder? Yeah. Some things you can't buy your way out of.
Especially where they're located. Especially where they are.
Shit. C Murder sold a lot of records his goddamn self.
Yeah.
He didn't deserve it to. He wasn't good. But he did. Both his albums went platinum. Let me see.
Well, there's another couple. It was always, they are so toxic. But I'm like, do they really have careers? Like, they're musical people, they're public people, but do we really know who they were until they start being so toxic together? and that would be Krishan Rock and what's the little boy's name? Blueface. I mean, do it count? They're in the industry.
Yeah.
But it just seemed like I never heard of them until they got together and started doing too much.
See, they're a little too modern for me. I can't even speak on it. Like, yeah, they.
Listen, I don't know any of their songs at all.
That's what I'm saying.
But
If the Blueface song came on, I got nothing.
They're in the news.
Okay.
But that's the only reason why, because they're always in the news, and I'm like, oh God, them again? Like, what? They damn songs.
This is different. All right, now I'm gonna go with an old one.
Okay.
Sid and Nacy of the Sex Pistols. Now I don't know if you.
I wouldn't think about that. No.
Now there was actually a movie about that. Sex Pistols was a punk rock group all the way back in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm familiar.
Huh?
I'm familiar with the group, but I don't know anything about their relationship stuff.
Yeah, well, Nacy was a dope fiend, turned him into a dope fiend, and yeah. Well, I mean, he wound up committing suicide.
Oh.
But she definitely contributed to his downward spiral. Now, he already had substance abuse issues. He already had a heroin problem. But them being together did not help. They shit was toxic as all hell. Very, very toxic. So I'm going to say that, yeah, that relationship ruined his career and life. Yeah.
Is that the same as like Amy Winehouse? And well, he wasn't in the music industry. I think he did something else behind the scenes.
No, he was in the music industry. He was. He produced the songs and shit like that. But the thing is, they wanted her to go to rehab, and she said no. I love Amy Winehouse. She was dope as hell. This shit is and they relation. I saw the documentary on them on Amy. I was like, this is bad. You know what I mean? Like,
he's the one who introduced her to that lifestyle and into the world of drugs. So,
well, according to the documentary, she was dipping and dabbing anyway. You know what I mean? But he did kind of take her over the top and, you know, took her to the point of no return. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I'm going to say yes. I'm going with yes. Because she got breast implants for the boy. And, yo, once you get fake titties for somebody, hey, look, you got to take some kind of accountability.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Excuse me, I don't understand that kind of love, so.
Right.
I don't know.
But I'm just saying. You know what I mean? I would never ask a woman to do that. I think it looks stupid, but I mean, bottom line is, you know, I don't think she needed to do that, but, you know, in her mind, she needed to do that, and she did it.
Yeah.
And, you know, along with that, with the heroin and all that shit. Speaking of heroin.
How much love do you have to have for somebody to do drugs? Like, Like, I've dealt with guys who smoke weed, and I don't smoke weed. They offered it, I'm like, don't get that shit out my face. Mm-hmm. And this is us today. So I'm just saying, I don't understand. How could you love somebody that hard that you just, I don't know. Anyway, I don't understand the kind of love. It's not meant for me to understand. Moving on. Gavin, Kim Kardashian is not in the music industry.
I was just thinking the same thing. Like,
she's in the horror industry, sir. She is not a
but thank you. I appreciate that. She's definitely in the horror. Yeah. I will never understand. I will never understand. I just don't understand. He went for the low-hanging fruit. All right. So, all right.
I don't think his mother would have approved of that at all.
That's bad money. That's bad money.
Well, do you think Offset and Cardi B, do you think their relationship has ruined his career?
Is he a rapper?
I'll say yes, he's personally Amino.
Oh, that's where he comes from. Oh. Yeah. I don't think either one of their careers have been ruined. It was ruined because they shot the boy and killed him. They shot their own damn band member.
Well, okay.
You know what I mean? You got Offset and you got Off with his head. All right. Anyway, I wouldn't say that. I don't think either one of their careers are over. But I think Cardi B. I know hers should have never happened in the first place. But it is what it is. So okay. All right. Here's one that people probably don't really think about. But I do think it had a really, really negative effect on her career. But I'm not sure if her husband was a musician. I'm thinking about Kareem Bailey Ray.
Oh, I love her. Oh, she just had an album come out a few years ago.
Mm-hmm. She still makes music, but she could never catch that fire that she had in 2006. She was on fire.
Oh my goodness. Let me tell you a story real quick.
Just like a star in the sky. Just like,
Say what?
Just like a star in the sky. That was my joy. That was my joy.
Her entire album.
It was hot. It was definitely.
Oh my God.
It was hot. It was hot. I used to rock that shit. I used to play that. I had that in heavy rotation.
Listen, I still had a cassette player at the time. And the cassette tore up and I got the CD and I played it until it just started to heal away. Man. Oh, she was great. I was, at the time I was working at the securities, I was kind of hated that place so bad. And I remember my cousin's boyfriend was dropping me off at work because I didn't want to pay for parking anymore. And we worked near this new place. And then I was so mad at him. So you could, at the time, call into, for young people that don't know, you could call into the radio station and make a request and they would play the song.
Is that how it used to go, Kim? Yeah, you gotta chill. They don't take requests no more. What you gotta do, text it?
I haven't listened to the radio in a decade, so I don't know what they do anymore.
You gotta text in your request now. Email it.
Man, they probably on IG DM in their request. Who knows?
Now, so, go ahead.
We're riding to work and her song comes on, so you got the music blasting, and I'm in my zone just listening to her. And all of a sudden, my cousin's boyfriend had called in and requested the song again, and they play it. And this nigga rolled the window down, and he is got his head out the window, singing it out loud and proud. And I always thought he was, had a little sugar in his tank. I always thought that about him. But in that moment, I was looking at his face, and I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna have to have a talk with my cousin because this has to be a rapper to do right here because he was so invested in that song." And afterwards, he said, I just love her so much. And I'm like, yeah, she's the best. And I'm like, she's very pretty. He was like, I know, but her music is, and I was like, yeah, this is the rap for this fool right here. And I was mad that he called in and requested my favorite artist and her music and was singing her song like that. I was very upset with him at that time because he ruined her for me.
Yeah. So, you know
But
what?
anyway, I didn't know anything about her, Nate, so I didn't know. This is new news to me that you're saying. I would never thought he ruined her career because I didn't know their story. I always thought it was just because of the shift in the type of music we were listening to or what was popular and heavy in rotation and who was coming out then. And I thought that was the change for her, like the shift in the style of music and popularity. Because a lot of people after a while, they weren't into her like that. Sales had dropped. So that's what I thought happened.
Well, you know, he died of an overdose.
Whoa, no.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That was a husband, and he died of a heroin overdose. So it kind of put the spot. Yeah. Now the crazy thing about it is, when I heard about that, it kind of made sense. I was like, she makes heroin music. Her, Sade,
What is heroin music? What the hell is that?
funny you should ask that. Heroin music.
What is heroin music?
Heroin music is normally like slower, more like it's sort of dark. It sort of has like a dark feel to it. Like the kind of music that heroin users make is normally think Sade, think Corinne Bailey Rae. It's normally a very soulful, sort of borderlining on the jazz, blues type of genre. And
like it's full of pain. Like it's full of pain.
Yeah.
Or emotion.
Yeah, honestly.
Okay.
Like think Pink Floyd, very heroinish. Cocaine music is very, very upbeat. You know what I mean? Faster rhythms. I mean, I'm not even bullshitting. The people who use certain kind of drugs normally make a certain kind of music. So when I heard that her husband had OD'd, I'm like, she probably uses too. This makes sense to me. It made a lot of sense to me. Plus, you know, she was English. You know how that shit go. You know what I mean? He was a white dude too. So.
Oh, I mean, he's from England. I'm not.
Now the thing is, I don't know if he was in the music industry, but he was in it enough to be, you know, to die of a heroin overdose. So, you know, there's that.
Why I can't unhear this?
hey, you know, and it's funny because Sade was a user too, and it's funny how in all her documentaries they skip over that shit. They don't ask her like, "Yo, what about in the '80s when you had a little, you know what I mean? When you disappeared for a little while, you know what I'm saying? You had that little thing going on. I'm like, so nobody gonna ask her shit, huh? Shit, they better not let me interview her. Like, yo, you strung the fuck out, wasn't you? You know what I mean?
It sounds like a lot of those people back then were, God.
Yeah, like Boy George, and then you know, like when you hear about the suspects, it makes you start listening to their music differently. Like, now I know what O talk about. It is heroin music. Ain't this about a bitch?
Look, I'm over here in my music headspace thinking of all the songs. I'm like, I like a lot of heroin music.
Yeah, heroin music is dope. It really is. It's very cerebral, very cerebral. You know what I mean? Heroin music is.
Oh man!
You're a heroin music fan. You are a horse music fan. Oh man.
Cool. No, Gavin, I don't think Janet or Jermaine's relationship was ruined by their relation. I mean, the music career was ruined by their relationship.
Nah, they wasn't ruined.
But I think the rest of us were like, what the hell? So, you're right, nobody survived that. We were like, what is this weird combination?
Janet was he couldn't save her career. She was already on her way down. You know what I mean? You know, nobody wanted to accept that Janet Jackson was just part of a different generation. But this is what happens when you really don't have no voice. You know what I mean? You have to have producers that can get your shit, really, really popping. And she just wasn't connecting with people like she was before. You know what I'm saying? You don't have the voice that's going to bring you that comeback. Your whole thing was really performance. It was based on performance. You had good songs, but your shit was really, really dependent upon performance. You out here having a baby, claiming it's your first one at age 50. You out here fucking, what? Yeah, that's Janet Jackson. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, all right.
Well, I know you don't like The Weeknd. Do you think when he got with Selena Gomez?
Wait. Who don't like The Weeknd? That's my favorite artist ever.
Did you say? Well, you didn't say you don't like him. You just said he turned in his career and then his music was.
Yeah.
So do you think it was after he got with Selena or the model Hadid girl?
Let's say Selena Gomez, because her music is trash. That shit's ass. You know what I'm saying?
So do you think when he got with her, changed his style because he got with her and ruined his career?
Whoever made him go to rehab and cut his hair, that's who's to blame.
The barber.
When the hair went, so did the soul. I was like, come on, man, you had the greatest heroin music in the whole era. Nobody want to hear that sober shit you talking about. Fuck out of here.
This music was trash.
It was. His first 4 albums was fucking fire. You could hear the sobriety in that shit at every project after that. Like, yo, come on, dog. Nobody want to hear that shit. You know what I mean? We want to hear about drugs, violence, and pussy. Now I don't want to hear none of that other shit you talking about.
Gabby called him Samson. Oh, let me cut the lock. The end of that.
Buana said Rick James was straight cocaine music. It was. I
can definitely hear that for sure.
Mm-hmm. It was.
Parliament, I can hear that all the way.
Mm-hmm.
Any music from that era.
Parliament was acid music. That was LSD music. That's why the shit was so weird. Like, whoa, what is this?
You really had to be out of your mind.
Yeah, that's why they used to be, the shit that they was talking about, they was really kicking scientific knowledge and all of that. It just had you wondering why. You don't even know what the fuck you was singing. You was just singing it.
I used to always wonder why. What do they have on? Like this really came out dressed like a furry.
That shit was straight acid trip music. It was straight acid trip music. He got kicked out of James Brown band because James Brown insisted on a certain rhythm. He created the one that You know what I mean? That was the shit.
Yeah.
They was explaining that, but yeah, George Clinton got kicked out of his band. Bootsy got kicked. I don't think Bootsy got kicked out.
They created their own crazy band.
Well, the thing, yeah, with James Brown, once you fucked up, you was out. Like he did not play. And you know the funniest part? If he found out that you was using drugs or whatever in his band, he would kick you out. Meanwhile, he's It should have been called.
Be higher than him. That's what. Should nobody be higher than him? That was the whole problem.
It should have been called the James Brown "Do As I Say, Not As I Do" band. You know what I mean? What the fuck? Ain't nobody gonna be strung out but me.
Just right now. You're sweating buckets.
Shit is crazy.
About I can't move. Just scoot over. Well,
Yeah.
okay, I have one that's current, and I don't know if it just seems sad to me. And these are not people I really listen to like that, but I think she has a few tunes that I listen to through the workday that I like. Not that I would get her album or anything like that, but I think her relationship with this guy did something to her because she's just so different now. And I feel bad because she's ultimately a kid in my eyes. And that would be Ariana Grande and the little boy Mac Miller. And it seems like once she got with him, she just became so different, and you didn't hear anything from her for a long time. Like she was going through serious heartbreak or grief because of their horrifically public relationship, and he just seemed to have done a lot of stuff, and she just wasn't strong enough to deal with it maybe, and it changed her. When I see her now, like I'm always like, is she sick or is she just coming back from this bad public relationship or what? But it just seemed like it changed her a lot. Like she's very thin now and ashen looking, and just it's just very sad and disheartening.
Yeah, man, it's bad out here. It's bad out
So I
here.
don't know if it ruined her career or not, because gosh, she went on to do Wicked, and we know that made billions of dollars. So she did well with her pockets with that.
I mean, a lot of this stuff is you know, subjective and left up to certain scrutiny. You know what I mean? It doesn't necessarily mean that any of it is invalid, but it, you know, you just have to take a deeper look into it. Like for example, with the whole Weekend thing, to me it might have seemed like it ruined his career, but to other people, to the general public who wasn't familiar with his early stuff, they probably think this shit is great. You know what I mean? Like you look at, you know, you look at a lot of times when you look at things or artists after they go mainstream or crossover, whatever, the crossover artists think like, yo, this is really, really great. Meanwhile, the original purists, they like, this shit is fucking terrible. I never want to hear from them again. Gavin had a couple of good ones. He talking about Kurt Cobain and Courtney Love, but she wasn't a singer. That's the thing. We looking for.
What about the Stevie Nicks? Didn't she get with one of her people? Stevie Nicks, wasn't she in a bad relationship with one of those girls?
Yeah, she was messing around with Lindsey Buckingham. But it didn't ruin either one of their careers. Maybe his.
Yeah, you're saying did it ruin his?
Maybe. I bought a Stevie Nicks album about, I don't know, 10 years ago. I really wanted to like this shit. It was so bad. So bad. I was like, what the fuck is this? what are you doing?
Really?
Like, yo, I'd be like, what do they be hearing when they put this shit out? The same thing happened with, remember the artist Nina Cherry? Nina Cherry?
Yes. God, I haven't heard that name in a long time.
She came out with another album about, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago. I was like, ugh, this sure ain't no Buffalo stance.
Well, I don't think she had a whole lot of music, though, that was just doing that outside of that song, though.
Well, no, her first two albums was really fire. My big brother used to tease me all the time because I used to run that first album that she had. The shit was fire. You know what I mean? She was rapping and singing. I'm like, her rhymes was like really dope. I'm like, who wrote this shit for her? She was dropping that shit. You know what I mean? I thought she was Puerto Rican. She not. But on that album, she sure was. She was something Latina on that album, but it turns out no. She like half something European and something Asian or some shit like that. She ain't. I guess she was just born in the days. Oh, let me see. There was some weird shit. What is Nina Cherry's nationality? Okay. Swedish. This about a bitch.
She was Swedish?
She said her nationality is Swedish. She was born in Stockholm, Sweden, and holds Swedish citizenship. Her mother is Swedish, and her father, Ahmadou Ja, was born in Sierra Leone, West Africa. She ain't got no.
Oh, okay.
So you see how the game, he was born in them days when if you was light skinned and had good hair, you know what I mean, you could pass for Puerto Rican in Philly, any other Latino in any other place and shit. You know what I'm saying? Shit is crazy.
Well, what about Chrisette Michele? Didn't she date her manager or marry her manager or something? And then they broke up?
What doomed her career was performing for Donald Trump in 2016. Yeah. That's what the fuck she ain't recovered from that shit yet. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, she has not.
That's what she get. But and she was a good artist too. But she fucked up with that. I mean, that was a very bad decision. Mm-hmm. Very, very bad decision. But yeah, I don't know who she was. I can't even speak on that. But let me think.
Do you think Prince ruined Vanity's music career because they was messing around?
I think that any and everybody who ever messed with Prince career was doomed after that. He killed them all. He killed them all. Vanity, Apollonia, anybody. He killed Sinead O'Connor. Prince killed. Even though she died after him, he killed her. He killed her. He did them all in. Nobody lives after Prince. You do a song with Prince, as soon as he don't produce or write your shit no more, you're doomed. You're doomed.
As you said, there's only room for one pretty person at the top, and it's got to be him.
Yeah, but yes, that killed her career. I don't think she made shit after that.
That's like anybody who gets with Taylor, anybody in the music industry who gets with Taylor Swift, it seems like their career takes a spiral down. Because she definitely going to write a song about it.
Is that true?
Seems like it.
You know what? Honestly, I don't know Taylor Swift songs.
I don't know none of her songs. Shake It Off because they talk about it. I don't think she's sounded like that. I don't think she's nothing. But, she's popular in that era, that genre. But she's not, I'm not buying her shit. So. But it seems like any musician who gets with her, they lose. They don't go anywhere once they get with her. Because she's going to write a song about the relationship and turn them into the bad people. And nobody ever said she's a whore.
Hold on a second. I'm tardy Artie just
You have a call from
Boy.
Yeah, tardy Artie just woke up. You know, he just got home from work. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Arthur? What's up, Arthur?
Hey, Troy.
What's going on? Party just woke up.
Arthur, he does as he pleases. All of his life is master's toys. Deep in his heart, he's just a boy.
When you get torn between the moon and the...
Hold on, I'm not finished the verse. Living his life one day at a time. He's showing himself a really good time.
Just woke up, you got a piece of chicken.
I don't care what nobody say. That movie Arthur was that shit was a classic. I love that fucking movie. That shit was dope.
I'm ready for you to do the show about movies and television. Just keep playing. Anyway.
I'm working on it. I'm working on material.
Was a singer. Courtney Love was a singer, son.
Oh, she was? Okay.
She sung in a rock group after Kurt Cobain died. She sung in a rock group called Hole. And there was a song called Don't Make Me Over. That was a hit.
We are talking about before his death. Was she a musician before his death?
There's a conspiracy theory that's saying that she killed him and she covered it up. There was a conspiracy theory saying that she killed him and covered it up.
Did she drink him to death?
Well, he had a condition where though he was in pain a lot. I don't know what the condition was, you know, and that's what took him to drugs.
Okay.
So, I looked at, you know, some shit pop on your algorithm and you just look at it and you be like, God damn, this shit is deep, you know. And yes, I was a Nina Cherry fan too.
She was
no
dope.
Money Man, you rule my love.
It's sweetness that I'm thinking of.
Well, I used to do the WAP to that shit. We used to dance to the Buffalo Stand.
Yo, I don't know if you had that album. That album was fucking fire. That shit was fire. Every track.
Listen, bro. Nina Cherry was to us what the fan was to these grown-ass thugs walking around with boots on the ground talking about, where them fans at? Where them fans at? You looking at these grown-ass men with fans in their hand. You like, motherfucker, what the fuck wrong with you? You're gay.
Listen, Nina Cherry, shit was hot. She was hot, but that shit, she that last project she had, I was like, oh, she's back. What's
that disease that you get when you get bit by a tick?
Lyme disease.
She had Lyme disease. That's pretty much what ended her career.
Oh, she really did have Lyme disease?
Yes, she did.
Oh shit.
Yes, she did.
That bad though?
Yep, that bad.
Dang.
Look it up.
Yeah, that's tragic. That's real tragic. You know what I'm saying? It's tragic.
Her last album was tragic.
Yeah, it was bad. So you heard it. It was bad. What? I mean, I was like, what the fuck are you doing? You know, when you listen to an album, I was like, where's the music part? Let me see.
We're not gonna go today with Troy. You just added a new lyric.
You was absolutely correct that you was correct when you said anybody Prince talked to, their career is over after that.
Over like Rover.
I was a big Sheena Easton fan. I haven't heard from Sheena Easton in years.
She went Western.
Matter of fact, Sheena Easton was my baby. Peter Easton went from "My baby takes the morning train" to "My sugar walls."
Yeah.
God damn.
That's Prince right there. Sugar Wall.
My sugar walls. Oh my God. And if you're a kid, you be like, "Mommy, what's sugar walls?"
Shut up and go in your room. Don't ask me that
That's a
again.
candy from a store that.
One dude in my class asked the teacher that. What? He asked her, "What's sugar walls and what a bedroom eyes?"
You'll see. I know you know what it is now.
Well, it was indicative of the music we was listening to.
Shit.
Let me see. Hold up. Jason Sloan says,
Listen to
Courtney.
a bunch of music we probably should have never learned the lyrics to.
Hold on. Jason Sloan says, Courtney Love is the opposite of the people whose relationships killed their careers. Her relationship with Cobain made her. His dream made her more famous than she ever would have been. That sounds right. That definitely sounds right. She rode that wave.
Her famous even more than she would be. But the thing is, it took her career, her singing career took her to an acting career, because you know she played in that movie about the movie about the boy that owned Hustler.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, she got nominated for Academy Award.
Yeah.
Woody Harrelson played the boy that owned Hustler.
That was a good movie.
It was.
Mm-hmm. It was a good movie.
Yeah, man.
Who you got, boy?
What'd you say?
Who you got?
Tammy Terrell and Marvin Gaye.
They wasn't. Were they actually in a relationship?
Yes, that was. It wasn't.
But whose relationship, whose career was ruined because of it?
Well, matter of fact, let me just go further back.
She already had that biker's helmet disease from David Ruffin.
David Ruffin and David Ruffin and James Brown. Because rumor has it that James Brown and David Ruffin is the reason why she developed tumors in her head.
Well, it's funny you should bring that up, because I heard that David Ruffin hit her so hard that's how Halle Berry became deaf.
Yeah, I heard that too. It was between him and James Brown. When I seen a documentary on TV One.
Yeah, James Brown fucked up.
Yeah, between both of them, and then her death fucked Marvin Gaye up.
I can see that. Okay.
Because he was in love with her. You know what I mean? He was in love with her.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing like the real thing, baby.
Nothing like the real thing, yeah.
Mom, what's the real thing? Oh, that's that peanut butter and jelly sandwich I'm getting ready to make.
But I don't know, man. Marvin Gaye, I don't know, man. You ever hear him talk? He sound gay. For real.
Yes, he did.
And there was a lot of rumors that said,
You know, Marvin, he sound gay, but as he got older, he started talking, you know, he sound real like white proper. You know what I mean? I mean, and when you seen him, you was like, and you heard him talk, you're like, what the fuck? Them drugs really took him to a whole different place.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Anytime my son got my oldest son got in my face, I said, before I put my hands on you, I want you to look up Marvin Gaye.
Mm.
And I said, I want you to look at Marvin Gaye, and I also want you to look up how he died. He said, how he died? I said, yeah, look up how he died.
You know what? You gotta chill. You gotta chill.
They talk back and forth to me. Look how Marvin Gaye died.
Well, you have to consider his dad he never did a day in jail over that.
Yeah.
He said Marvin was tripping.
Yeah, shit. I heard that motherfucker was like gay from Jungle Fever at some point.
Yeah.
Mama, you be there for your mama?
I know, right?
That boy that came in here and took the TV.
That movie is fucking crazy, boy. That shit was real as hell.
Then we gonna have to play that part, boy.
You think he didn't what he did?
Yeah. I mean, shit, you just said you think you did what he did. I was ready to add, I was ready to add another rap to it, like you think it would, but it was.
Think it won't when it wins.
Yo, I fucking hate you, cause I'm not supposed to be waiting for the show to be over to hear some of these fucking rhymes you be saying. rock out, and do the damn thing and rock out. Like, what the fuck? Got this shit stuck in my head. What's up with you, Carol?
I'm waiting for you to tell us who else. We've covered a lot of different relationships.
I get you. What you mean? Just throw shit out there like that?
Well, hold on. Now, Tina Marie and Rick James, but neither one of those ruined their careers, though.
No, we're doing either one of their careers.
You do know that after Rick James performed on the BET Awards, both of them died within 2 to 3 months after that, right?
What, in separate performances?
Yeah. No. Remember that they did Fire and Desire on there.
Well, but Rick James died in 2005 and she died in 2011.
Yeah, well, after that. But I'm trying to see who else.
I mean, there's a lot. I mean, because you could, let me see. Ashford and Simpson.
Shake It Off. You said you don't never heard of a Taylor Swift song. Shake It Off was one of the Taylor Swift songs. That's the only one I can name. I don't know any other song. But it seems like she ruined anybody she's with after they get together. If he's a musician, his career seems to crash land after dealing with her.
Well, you know.
Well, she writes songs about him.
That's what I said. She writes a song after. As soon as they break up, she goes right and gets a pen, cries, tears on the paper. Mm-hmm. She starts writing out the music.
Oh! I got one for y'all right now. Casey and Mary J. Blige.
It did ruin either one of their careers, though.
It ruined Casey's career.
No, it didn't.
No, not at all.
Yes, listen, let me finish. After everybody, when that 411 album came out,
mm-hmm.
their career, Jodeci's career had died down. Him and his brother, Casey and JoJo, was popular. When Mary J came out with not the 411, but My Life,
mm-hmm.
that shit took them down. It took Casey down.
How?
People did not support them how they were supposed to support them after that.
But
they found out he was abusive.
But the thing is, My Life album came out at the end of '93 or the beginning of '94, and Casey and JoJo didn't go solo until after Jodeci was done, and that was after '95. So they blew up. They was fully blown up all the way into 2000. So I can't. Nah, they
drugs and alcohol left too much.
Nah.
It wasn't no Mary J. Nothing.
Between that album, between that album and the album after that, between the My Life album and the Share My World album, took down KC.
Share My World album came out in '97, and so did Casey and JoJo's first album.
You in front of a computer, aren't you?
No, dog. I'm good with dates when it comes to music. So no, because that album, because my favorite song on that album was Last Night's Letter. I used to play that song on repeat time after time. Last night I wrote a short letter and it went this way. Dear baby, I love you. Can't love you, love always. That's actually what it was called. It's called Love Always. Anyway,
Tina Turner and Ike Turner.
Oh, we did that. We did that one. Yeah. Arthur. We covered. But I want to go back to the Bobby and Whitney thing. We can say that Bobby and Whitney, they both, committed career suicide by getting together, but the relationship that actually killed her was her relationship with Ray J. That killed her literally. He was there.
The rumor has it that him and Brandy was there.
Well, Brandy wasn't in the room. Ray J was the one that discovered her body.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. He one wished her away.
Shit, wait a minute. No. That's all.
Try not to rabbit in foolishness. You guys are trying to include me, and I don't want to rabbit train to hell with both of you. But
listen. You going to? I'm sorry, Kim. You already going to hell. There ain't nothing you can do about that shit. You might as well have fun now. You can
enjoy the fire already. Don't
I've accepted.
I asked you about that when we're there together. Thank you.
I have accepted my fate a long time ago.
When you said Whitney Houston and Ray J, and you said what he did, I said, wait a minute. My shit.
Well, if we're talking about relationships, does it have to be a romantic relationship? Can it be?
Hold on. Here's a good one. Here's a good one with Gavin. Cassie and Diddy. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Yo, that might be the number one. Yo, fuck Diddy. Yo, if it wasn't for Cassie, Diddy probably be free now.
Oh no, he wouldn't be free now, bro. He was already locked up.
No.
Wait, no, he wasn't.
No, he definitely wasn't. No, but that tape of him. See, he ain't on tape whooping nobody else's ass. That goddamn Cassie.
Started the investigation. It's definitely started the investigation.
What ended Diddy wasn't his relationship with Cassie. It was his relationship that he fucked up with the owners of Ciroc and the other alcohol that he was trying to create.
Yup, it was.
Yeah, you're right.
Yup, it was his relationship with Cassie.
He was being a smart ass and he played himself.
You're right. You're right.
Arthur just woke up with
That's
her.
right. His relationship with Cassie. That's what ended him. That's right. His relationship with Cassie. All that shit lead back to his relationship with Cassie.
Nah, I think he started the pot when he tried to get into it with the Ciroc people. I think that's what opened the doors.
Mm-hmm.
He tried to be nickel slick and they gave him back a penny.
Yep.
That's what he did.
Yep. It was his relationship with Cassie. Yep.
It was. Yep. Right. It was.
Right.
Relationship with Ciroc.
That's
so
right.
The relationships have to, so they can't be romantic. What about the Carpenters? They were siblings, but they didn't get along like that.
Nah. We only
relationship with food and throwing it up would kill her.
No.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
She was believing.
She wasn't going to stop losing weight until she literally weighed the same as a bag of chips.
Shit. Like I said, her middle name was Karen Skeletal Remains Carpenter.
I got a good one. Sonny and Cher.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
But it didn't really end his career because he went into politics after that.
It ended his music career.
Yeah, it did.
It definitely didn't end hers, but it ended his.
I got you, babe.
Yeah. It ended his.
Another person. Anybody she got with who was in the industry, they kind of fell off and she kept going. She's another Taylor.
Okay. All right.
I can say I can agree that she was a Taylor Swift of her day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't Phyllis Hyman wasn't she with somebody in the industry? Or no, I take that back. Because I think they said she dated several in the industry. And they were supportive of her. She was bipolar, that's what it was. I take that back. She was bipolar.
Wait, but she was dating somebody who was?
She dated several people in the industry.
Who you talking about?
Phyllis Hyman.
Phyllis Hyman.
Yeah.
She was messing around with somebody very famous. Oh shit!
I knew Phyllis Hyman's life was over when she made that motherfucking song. I can't stand this living all alone. That was a cry for help right there, bro.
Wait a minute, who was she messing with?
I guess she had a heroin. She made heroin music too.
Who was Phyllis Hyman in a relationship with?
You do know who wrote majority of her first album, right?
Who?
James and Tommy. James and Tommy is the group in Tommy.
Oh my God, that's man.
And I'm gonna give you a hot take on James and Tommy. James and Tommy grew up in South Philly, right on 15th and Wharton, so right next door to my grandmother and my grandfather. His mother and father was like my surrogate grandmother and grandfather. And one time I was coming from the bar, and he was sitting on the front step. And he was like, where you coming from? I said, I'm coming from Scotty's, the bar on 15th and Ellsworth. He was like, yeah, what was you? He said, you was at the old Warden home. I was like, yeah, I was there. And he was like, yeah. He said, what was you look? You was around there listening? Yeah, I said, I was around there listening to Phyllis Hyman. You Know How to Love Me. And he said, Troy, you ain't know I wrote that? I was like, oh, come on, you ain't write that. He said, Troy, when you was little, you ain't look at all the gold and platinum records on the wall? I said, I didn't understand what they was when I was a kid. And lo and behold, he wrote all of Stephanie Mills' first album, the one that the Grammy Award winning You Know How to Love Me. He wrote a lot of shit, man. I was that shit. I was in awe. Huh?
How much of this story is true?
All the story is true. He just passed away maybe 3 years ago, and they did a neighborhood dedication to that. Between 15th and 16th and Wharton is named after him. He passed away. Matter of fact, the house that I owned, my grandmother and grandfather's house, the house that I owned, I sold to him because he wanted to keep it in the family. So I had to sell to him when my mom was sick because I had to try to get money together for her. So yeah, that whole story I'm telling y'all is true. You know, so yeah. He wrote, and I met Phyllis Hyman one time. I knew how weed smoke smelled, but I never knew I can catch a contact because my grandmother took me to a concert at the Academy of Music. Phyllis Hyman, the Isley Brothers, I forgot who else was there and everything, but
that was a lot of great concert.
I'll tell you who was there.
And I met Ntume that night. My crush was the girl singer of Ntume, and I met her. I thought I was gonna wet my pants. I was only 11, 12 at the time.
Thanks for sharing that.
You welcome. You welcome.
You know who was there? 303 AM.
303 AM.
They was there.
I forgot what time it is.
And they relationship with each other ended everything. It just ended their careers.
You had to last 20 minutes of the show.
I forgot the day was fucking Friday and it started at 1.
I talked to his ass last night. He was like, yeah, so the music show tomorrow, you know what I mean? I'm gonna be right there. I'm like, Arthur, he does as he pleases.
When you get that motherfucking bed, boy, you try to tell. I woke up again. I said it's only. I woke up at 1:30. I'm like, oh, the show don't start until 2.
I actually know how that be. That's real shit.
Yeah,
I've done that. I've definitely done that. All right, y'all, we out of here.
You for the extra 5 minutes tonight.
Yeah, no, ain't listen, y'all don't understand. I had a hard ass week. I'm spent. I'm done. I want to put the past behind me.
You said yesterday, murder was the case that they gave you almost yesterday.
Ugh. You know what I mean?
Well, you gotta pay the cost to be the boss, bro.
Half a bar. Fuck them niggas.
Update me on what you're talking about. I want to be part of it too. I want to know.
Say that again.
I said y'all gonna have to call and update me on what you're talking about because I want to know.
Yeah, well.
I know one thing. I woke up one night too late, but I woke up just in time to hear you say something about somebody being the. If you love Donald Trump, you are the worst person on the fucking face of the planet. I'm like, God damn.
All right, y'all, we gotta go.
Yeah, you said that.
All right, good night, y'all. Thanks for calling in. Thanks for coming through.
Thank you, everybody.
We'll be back 1:30 tomorrow afternoon.
All right. Much love, y'all.
All right, yeah, peace. All right, let's do the results of this poll. Let's see how many votes we get here. 25 votes. Do you think celebrity romances can work like any other romance? 36% says yes. Why wouldn't they? Because they're not normal. 32% says no, they have too much going on. 4% says celebrity romances never last. I wrote never least. Ugh, my bad. It's supposed to say never last. And 28% says those romances are often fake, which is a fact. All right, let's do these birthday shout outs. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious. April 25th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special because they are special because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get number one out the box, my girl Princess Hill. Happy birthday to you. And former president of City Council, T. Milton Street, my man, turning 86 years old today. Keep going. And Chevalier Matthews, Deborah Bailey, Shakira Brain, Keisha Dandridge, Pat Sanders, and last but not least, my girl Taylor Williams. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious April 25th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud, just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on to do the damn, to rock out. Rock on to do the damn, rock out. Rock on to do the damn thing, to do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings, you do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind, and anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and I said go hard, go for yours, and remember, yo, celebrity romance, yo, sometimes just because you sing and dance, you take a chance. You never know how it's really gonna go, but yo, a lot of those romances are just for show. But I tell you what, the show has to go on, the money gotta get made, everybody gets paid. But sometimes you feel like your heart got played and you ain't feeling like you got it made in the shade. Yo, I said what I said, and I'm only saying that shit because you could be dead. And I'm feeling great just to be alive, but relationships sometimes die, they can't survive. And I've thought about it for a while. If I was famous as hell, got a lot of money, I'll probably try to get somebody not in the industry, but will they be understanding friend of me? Will they understand the pressures of my world? Would they really be the kind of girl that I need to rub my back, soothe my bones, understand when I need some time alone? These are the things that you gotta think about. But when you got appointments to keep the clout, it's always gonna rain down on you, just like raindrops falling on my head. Yeah, I said what I said, meant what I meant. Feel like the ride just got a dent. And you know how you be mad as shit when you get the first dent in your car. Well, life goes on from the day that I opened my eyes first time when I was born. I said that I'm going to keep trying. Love is in my heart. It's not dying. It's always going to be alive. Everything is going to be all right. Now, devised a plan to get paid and stand on my own 2 feet 10 toes down, compete with whoever is in the place at that particular moment. Yo, I still own it. Cheryl Halsey, thanks for coming on through. My man Gavin, I see you. Kim's Wims, you know the deal. My man True Toy Diesel, yeah, you know we keep it real. Jason Sloan, keep it yo, he like the bone in my heart. Yeah, from the start, going all the way back to the 82, 94, 95, we was coming through. I think we gonna do it again, because real niggas always win, and they never stop living the dream. And I'm feeling like, I'm ripping at the seams. It seems like life goes on and I'ma keep living. Yeah, I'm not taking no shit I'm giving. Headaches, sometimes a couple of hickeys. Yeah, used to run around with my canvas dickies. Yo, and check it out. Hold on. We gonna run it back. Time goes on, I'm still making sure that it's still clock ticking, yeah, and I'm still sticking around to the end of the party. I'm carrying records, y'all, you gonna understand this shit and you will respect it. I'm not coming at your neck, but I'm saying, what the heck? Can we do a little something so we can get a check? And I want the check to have a lot of figures on that shit, not after the decimal point, before you know this shit. Make me feel good when my pocket's real heavy. And there ain't nothing in that shit, it ain't petty. Stacking the bills from the floor to the ceiling. And you got good love in your heart, what a feeling. The money and the love, what else you need? I ain't trying to be no gangster, don't want to see you bleed. Don't want to see you locked up, don't want to see you in court. But I ain't trying to be out here taking no shorts. Speaking of shorts, used to have a hoopty. Yeah, carry my boys and around the shit. We. Remember in the MPV when I came home from Penn State, I said I'ma see what the world is like after the graduation. Yeah, life still got crazy, lot of frustrations. Throwback Thursday, flashback Friday, I'm still doing that shit. It's still my way. I'm gonna make sure that I push the envelope. Cut my hair off, and shit's slow. All right, let's go. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. Love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow night with what am I talking about tomorrow night? We're going to be back 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure y'all come through for the Urban Therapy with Son show. And that's how we doing it, son. That's what I said that's how we doing it. Y'all have a good night. Be safe. Hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. One.